Welcome to SVG-TV News for Friday, February 10th, 2017. I am Jennifer Richardson with the details. Expressing high expectations for his party's convention this Sunday, leader of the opposition New Democratic Party, Dr. Godwin Friday, believes that the event will be a constructive one and put the party on a new path. In an interview with SVG-TV News today, Dr. Friday said both the open and closed sessions of the convention will be carried out in a structured manner.
I'm looking forward to it very much. As you know, we have had our recent extraordinary convention, and when we were preparing for that, one of the commitments we made to the members of the Central Committee was that we would try and have the regular annual convention within a certain time frame, and we are following through on that. And I think the membership is very excited about it because we have a chance now to gather together, try to capitalize on the momentum that the party has with respect to the new leadership and the new way forward, and trying to get everybody who has been involved on board. And this is what we have now, and we are going to be having a very constructive session, I believe, in Layu. And people are very excited, of course, to be going to Layu and having it outside of the normal place and have a chance to rally all of the supporters and well-wishers too. You know, people are all invited to come. We have the business end of it, in which there are certain positions to be filled: the vice president's position, chairman, and so on. All the positions except that of the position of the president. So once we do that, then we will have the new executive of the party in place and go forward to do the work of the party and, by extension, or more importantly, the work of the people.
Asked whether there is any truth to Vice President and Member of Parliament for Central Kingston, Sinclair Leacock, throwing in the towel on the party, Dr. Friday said that he knows Leacock to be a faithful supporter of the NDP and does not expect any less of him.
Well, I mean, people have heard the comments, but I am confident that Major will be a very strong supporter for the New Democratic Party and will continue to work on behalf of the people of his constituency and the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. That's been his record of service, and I expect nothing less from him, and I believe he'll deliver that.
So there's no controversial announcement to be made, or is there?
Not that I am aware of. You heard what he said in the Parliament. It's a decision that he has made, but in terms of the work of the party, I mean, he can tell you more himself. This is my expectation, what I've told you, and I look forward to that and to continue to working with him. He and I have always worked very well over the years, and I hope that will continue. I expect it will continue.
Talk circulating on social media and in other forms which suggest that SVG, as of February 15th, 2017, will have the highest departure tax in the region is a blatant falsehood. That's according to Minister of Economic Planning, Camilo Gonzalez, as he made his contribution in Parliament for the 2017 budget debate. Minister Gonzalez stated that according to a report given by the Director of Airports, the $40 departure tax, which will be imposed in SVG, is amongst the lowest in the region, and highlighted the other regional destinations which have a higher departure tax.
In Trinidad and Tobago, it's higher than ours, it's $42. In Tortola, it's $47. And if you've been following the news, you see that St. Lucia is increasing their departure tax to $98 US. We're charging 40. But people want to say, oh, this is the highest charge in the region. The same people who, when they fly in and out of the United States, pay a September 11 security fee, a transportation tax, an animal and plant inspection fee, a passenger facility charge, an immigration and naturalization for charge, and a custom user fee.
All of that? All of that?
For roughly 75 US. But they vex with paying $40 to come in and out of their own country.
Minister Gonzalez also took the opportunity to clarify what he calls misinformation on the imposition of a 2% levy on calls coming from outside SVG. The Economic Planning Minister stated that there needs to be a change in the legal framework covering calls coming from outside SVG, and added that this additional 2% will not affect local-to-local calls.
If the Honorable Senator Barnwell calls me, here from here in St. Vincent, this year she would have paid the levy, or the levy would have been charged on that call. But if Halle Berry called me from New York, nobody would have paid on that call. That call coming from outside of the country. Because the providers told us that the way you wrote the bill, you only charged calls that originated within St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So the calls that came from outside of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we're not legally bound to give you the money. So all we did, Mr. Speaker, was change the law. So that if somebody is calling from outside, the money that Lime or Flow makes from that call, they have to pay 2% of that as well to the Zero Hunger Trust Fund.
Speaking on the issue of climate change, Minister Gonsalves stated that SVG continues to be bombarded with destructive weather events and that the 1% rise in VAT is to finance a necessary emergency fund. Minister Gonsalves further added that a number of other measures were explored, with the additional 1% on VAT being the most feasible option, and that SVG must be in a position to help itself when disasters occur.
And we have to have some money to deal with it. We can't always put the Honorable Prime Minister on a plane after every storm and send him around the world trying to get money. You do it once, they say, we're happy to see you, we'll help you, we love you. You do it twice, they say, oh gosh, another one, what a shame. You do it 3 times, they say, wow, again, 3 years in a row. By the time you reach it 10 times, they're going to get tired of seeing your face. And they're going to ask you, what are you doing for yourself?
That's the point.
And so we say, you know what we're doing? We're collecting this 1%. People call it a raise in VAT, okay, if you want to call it that. But it is a levy on consumption set aside to help us. Everybody over there spoke about the damages and how you need more money for bridge and road and house. But nobody want to pay for it. But somebody had to pay for it.
A call has been made for the government to invest in a treatment facility for waste emanating from the hotels along the coastlines of SVG. The call came from Member of Parliament for West Kingston, Daniel Cummings, in his contribution on Thursday to the 2017 budget debate. Speaking on the area of health, for which he is the opposition's shadow minister, Cummings said there have been incidences of ear, nose, mouth and throat infections in SVG, and in his opinion there could be corroboration between these infections and the poor quality of the seawater, particularly in the Villa Indian Bay area. Cummings added that treatment facility for the hotels found in these areas, as well as a banning of the practice of the washing of animals at the beach, are necessary for the health of the nation.
We need to look at putting in treatment facilities in all the hotels and all the major institutions in that area to take not just the toilet waste, but all the waste, the kitchen waste, all of the wastewater needs to be treated. And we need, Mr. Speaker, to ban people from taking the malgy dog into the water where people bathe in. At the same time, I am tired of seeing horses infected being in the water and mange dogs at the same time with kids bathing in the water without thinking. You can bathe the dog somewhere else and at a different time, but people swim in there and you have all these activities. We need to educate our people, to let them understand our resources are limited. We have very few areas in St. Vincent with that kind of quality sand. But we need to clean up the area to make sure that people can go and bathe without the health bill going up.
In relation to the newly reconstructed mental health facility at Glen, Cummings expressed alarm in what he said he has identified as a hazard at the facility and called for the input of stakeholders when such facilities are being built.
There's a lot of common sense to be used, but you must have a passion, you must have a love for what you're doing. I pray that you encourage all the stakeholders. It's clear you didn't do it in rebuilding the mental health institution. Not that I'm asking you to ask the patients to advise on that, but certainly the professionals. It looks to me as though you did go to the patients to advise on that. That's why you put glass. It's laughable, but it's sad because it's lack of care. Those people can become injured by slamming into those glass panes. Why you put glass panes in an institution like that? Good heavens, somebody is not thinking. Why you put material on the roof that starts to leak before you open it? What is happening to us as a people? Mr. Speaker, you would laugh, but these are serious, very serious matter.
Speaking on issues relating to the possible development of the Annisvale area, the opposition MP recommended that serious planning along with the introduction of a proper sewer system be implemented in the area.
You cannot develop in that flat area without a proper sewage system. The small housing scheme in Annisvale many years ago had a malfunctioning sewer system with some small lines. There is a lot of land back of the colleges, teachers, and technical. Pardon me if I continue to refer to them in the way that they were when I certainly went to technical college. But there's a lot of land behind there that will become prime land, provided the necessary studies are done to drain it properly. It is not rocket science. The land can be drained. Sewer lines can be put in. And every inch, every square inch will become prime land. But we need to invest in the necessary infrastructural work. That is how a small country uses its limited resources.
2017 is set to be the most exciting year for the Ministry of Tourism, Sports and Culture. That's according to Minister Cecil Sesmaki in his contribution to the 2017 budget debate. Minister Mackey emphasized that his ministry continues to carry out its mandate to keep all three sectors productive.
Tourism currently is the #1 productive sector, and it is the sector upon which the economy depends on most. It follows logically that when tourism does well, the economy more than likely would do well as well. We also know that the sectors of sport and culture engages a number of the young people in our country. And as such, we have to understand that it is a billion-dollar industry, both of them, both sports and culture. And it is important that we engage the young people, in fact, engage the entire nation as we go forward with our development.
Highlighting that the Tourism Ministry is encouraged by an overall increase of 8.1% in arrivals for 2016, Minister Mackey outlined that work is ongoing to identify niche markets as a way of increasing arrival numbers. The government further pointed out that there are plans to have larger cruise lines coming to these shores, which will go hand in hand with the coming on stream of the Argyle International Airport.
Britannia has 4,000 passengers and 1,000 crew. Now, they had challenges coming to the destination, first time they were coming here. It means, therefore, Mr. Speaker, that we have to fast-track our extension to the port facilities so that we can accommodate that cruise line that will be coming next year. So we have seen about a 10% improvement in the figures with the coming in of Britannia. We expect that for the 2017-18 season, we will see a 10 to 20% increase. Opportunities in agriculture, in fisheries, craft, the arts, our professionals to go overseas, attraction from airlines coming, opening up the world. The tourism potential of St. Vincent and the Grenadines will be unlocked on the 14th of February 2017. And with that would come the opportunity for us to go even faster, not only where tourism is concerned, but in the development of our economy.
Minister Mackey said efforts are also being made to enhance and develop the sports and cultural sectors, which when combined are a billion-dollar industry.
It is our intention in 2017 to take culture, sports to the next level, because we realize that a lot of professionals are being established through these two sectors. And the manifesto of the Unity Labour Party for 2015 outlined very clearly the need to establish that position. The Cultural Creative Coordinator is going to engage individuals, recognize their talents, their abilities, opportunities, and work with them to take them to the next level.
Member of Parliament for the Southern Grenadines, Terence Oliver, in his contribution to the 2017 budget debate, expressed concern about what he termed as excessive restrictions being placed on residents of Canawan. Oliver told Parliament that contrary to some views, the locals are not against development. What they simply want is fairness and equity.
Department of Maritime Administration, and it was talking about anchoring zone and swimming zone and fishing zone and all of this. Mr. Speaker, I have even seen where yachties have complained that in Canawan, Mr. Speaker, you have to know the harbor, the main harbor. When it is rough, what you call it, and it starts to turn up, nothing can stay in the harbor, Mr. Speaker. So more ground seas. Most of the time, you have to end up at Lansgaya Bay, or there's a other part close to it called Little Bay. That's where you have to go and anchor. And you are telling the people now that even in such times, they can't go up there because the people woke up one morning and meet boys or buoys stretch across the bay. Nobody had informed them about any policy change or any plan concerning beach use, anchoring zone and all of that.
The opposition MP further made mention of the sale of 40 acres of land on the Grenadine Island, noting that he voiced his opinion in Parliament before about the welfare of Canawan locals and that he is now convinced they're being treated unfairly as they are cramped in what he describes as limited space on the island.
Mr. Speaker, this is a map of the island of Canawan. Where you see is painted orange here and there, that is where the people are, virtually in a tight spot. And you want to put up boom, and there's a gate up at this side. So, Mr. Speaker, and this is development to the north, this is the development to the south. They are here, and virtually now you know you can't go up, you can't go north. All these restrictions. All the beaches on this side, Mr. Speaker. You have Godal, Twin Bay, all these, all down here. Go up there. And this is Lansgaya up on this side, Mr. Speaker. That the people, Lord.
Local farmers have been encouraged to exercise patience as the government aims to address many of their challenges arising from the passing of several disastrous weather patterns. The encouragement comes from Minister of Agriculture Saboto Caesar as he spoke on the project which the Ministry of Agriculture in collaboration with the Ministry of Transport and Works will be engaged in to improve infrastructural conditions in the constituency of South Central Windward.
We have received in many of the mountainous areas, for example, the Lively Road and the Kamakabu Road have been almost totally destroyed. We are going to see work done in the constituency of South Central Windward during the first half of this year to repair main roads, particularly those from Lowman's Gap up to Lauder's Bridge, and from Lauder's Bridge over to Miss O'Neill's Junction down to Henry Toby's residence. I want to encourage our farmers to be a bit patient. We have done all the estimates for the works, and very soon we'll be seeing the rolling out of a very important program pursuant to the passage of this year's budget.
Minister Caesar added that farmers can look forward to the full operation of various initiatives this year, which would greatly benefit all farmers here.
And when goods are reaped, it is very difficult to transport their goods out from the farm. We continue this week to export goods to Trinidad and Tobago pursuant to the OECS initiative. This initiative is bearing significant fruits, and the Lauders Agro-Processing Center in Lauders continues to be the buying depot in the first instance. We are going to see very soon in 2017 the opening and the full operationalization of depots in Lanley Park, in Vermont, Belmont, and also in Lacqua. And it is going to create an important marketing hub for many of our farmers.
Constructive Solutions Incorporated, CS Incorporated, has been selected as the Caribbean Climate Innovation Center's CCIC Country Hub in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Both entities recently signed an MOU outlining the terms and conditions of the partnership. CS Incorporated overall role is to be the in-country point of contact for SVG's green tech entrepreneurs to benefit from the CCIC's programs. CCIC is a premier enabler for Caribbean green tech entrepreneurs' entry into global markets while creating a cleaner and safer environment through innovation in the Caribbean. It is a consortium comprising the Caribbean Industrial Research Institute, CARIRI, in Trinidad and Tobago, and the Scientific Research Council, SRC, in Jamaica. The plans for 2017 as CCIC's hub include the hosting of a CIC boot camp for entrepreneurs with over 3 days of learning, mentorship, and the opportunity for SVG's participants to win grants of up to a total of US $12,000. Additionally, the CCIC will be coordinating 2 major programs for the next 6 months. One is the CCIC Accelerator Program Cohort 2, and the other is the Caribbean Tech Entrepreneurship Program, CTEP. 14 Caribbean countries are expected to benefit from this initiative. The National AIDS Secretariat is cautioning persons to use their smarts when engaging in intimate forms of expression. Speaking on their Love with a Glove campaign for this month, Assistant to the Director of the National AIDS Secretariat, Azonia Vanlo, reminded persons to be aware of the dangers of engaging in unprotected sexual intercourse. Vanlo said that the display held under the Singer Gallery today was aimed at making persons more aware of the dangers of letting their guards down for a moment of pleasure.
So we're just here giving out some information, some condom roses, and helping people to protect themselves for Valentine's Day. So how important is that? Protection is very important because we know that there was an increase in HIV, the incidence of HIV here in St. Vincent, and prevention is really key when it comes to decreasing the number of new infections for HIV. So we really need to educate the public and let them know that prevention is key. So prevention by way of abstinence or prevention by way of using condoms to protect yourself. So that's really what we're trying to get across here. And we know Valentine's is a season of love, and we just want people to be very careful and be very safe at this time.
Van Loo, who was giving out condom roses, said there is an online competition where persons can win a prize.
Last year we had our love packages, but we kind of scaled down this year, so we just have some condom roses. So on each rose we just have a little tag with the theme, which is Love with the Glove. And so we're just distributing these to the general public today. So, we have our information, we have our demonstrations as usual, and we also had 2 promotions running, one in the newspaper, where persons could have won a night for 2 at Blue Lagoon Hotel, and we also have one running on Instagram right now, where we want people to give us a message for Valentine's Day, and the person with the most likes on their picture wins a gift voucher to Lola's. So that's what we're doing for this year.